Let's do a problem on units conversion. The problem sounds like this. Your car gets 34.7 miles per gallon in the United States. And you are taking it to Europe. How many kilometers per liter do you get in Europe? So once again, 34.7 miles per gallon in the United States corresponds to how many kilometers per liter in Europe? We are given the following conversion factors. 1 gallon is equal to 3.79 liters and 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers. How do we approach these problems? Well, we start with 34.7 miles per gallon. We recognize that this is in fact 34.7 multiplied by 1 mile and multiplied by 1 over 1 gallon. The goal is to replace these miles with kilometers and to replace the gallons with liters. So this becomes 34.7 is untouchable. 1 mile so far is untouchable. I multiply and divide by 1. This is the mile to kilometer part of the discussion. The gallon, 1 over 1 gallon, and this is also multiplied and divided by 1. This, of course, will be the gallon to liter conversion. So far, so good. I multiplied and divided by 1. Nothing has changed. 34.7 stays put. 1 mile stays put. But now I'm ready to take care of the 1 over 1 ratio for each transformation. I want kilometers here, which means I have to get rid of the miles. How do I get rid of the miles? By having the miles in the denominator, because miles will cancel out. However, when I do that, I have to adjust these values. I cannot simply leave them as 1 over 1, because that is not true. So if I keep the 1 mile here, and I'm looking at my conversion factor, 1 mile corresponds to 1.61 kilometers. So I simply write here 1.61 kilometers. Similarly, for the gallon to liter conversion, I have 1 over 1 gallon, 1 over 1, but I know what I want. I want here to have gallons, and I want here to have liters, because the gallons will cancel out. Like before, if I add units to my 1 over 1 ratio, I have to include the conversion factor. So 1 gallon is 3.79 liters, which means instead of writing 1 here, I'm simply writing 3.79. Notice how the 1/1 ratio has been maintained. 1.61 kilometer divided by 1 mile is equal to 1. 1 gallon divided by 3.79 liters is equal to 1. And now I'm ready to clean up the equation a little bit and to provide the final answer. 34.7 multiplied by 1.61 kilometers multiplied by 1/3.79 liters. I plug this into my calculator, so 34.7 multiplied by 1.61 divided by 3.79 is equal to 14.74, but because I'm working with three significant figures, I'm going to say 14.7 kilometers per liter. This is my final answer. 34.7 miles per gallon is equal to 14.7 kilometers per liter. This is not the easiest possible example because it involved the conversion of 2 units. If we have to convert just 1 unit, we follow the same strategy. For example, you want to convert 15 minutes into hours. Well, 15 minutes you multiply by 1 and divide by 1. You want to have minutes here and hours here. 1 hour is not equal to 1 minute. So we have to match these numbers. 1 hour corresponds to 60 minutes. The minutes cancel out, so we are left with 15 divided by 60 hours, which is 0.25 hours, or a quarter of an hour. So 15 minutes is equal to a quarter of an hour. Therefore, the strategy for these problems is to multiply by 1 and divide by 1 as many times as necessary. That means as many units as you have to convert, and then match the units such that the original unit cancels out, but the new unit must follow.